All right, today's sales, we're at $838,038 with 13 days left, or 60% of the month, okay? So we're not quite halfway, but we're getting close. SOS 30 seconds back, so that's obviously the hottest we got, so we got to make sure that gets in and going, okay? That's all I've got going here.
Okay, for hot things that we got on the big side, we need from the Toro, obviously INS 13. We thought we were going to have that back yesterday, so we need to get on that. 6 I know is done, Jimmy. They got SOS 78 done, so we need to get that in the press and up and running. For the tool room as well, for press 12, one of the hot runner tips came loose or something. It's sticking out of the mold. So if you guys can take a look at that. And then they put, I believe it's fill 41 is red tagged as well for zone 3 not working. We just checked that one out. And then again, the other hot thing that we have for the tool room is the Bosch 61 changeover. So those are the 5 things that we need on the big side. So they all end up, unfortunately, being changeovers or tool room needs, okay? A couple of pictures for you guys today. One of the guys on third shift realized that if we do make some bad parts on the incinerator parts, we can get 3 times as many in the Gaylord if we just stack them in there instead of just throwing them in there. He literally was able to take 3 skids of bad parts and put them all in one Gaylord. So if we do make some bad parts, it's just take a little extra time to stack them, okay? Does anybody see what's wrong with this picture? You guys, can somebody tell me what's wrong?
Parts on the floor, card in the bag.
We're running completely. We're running a whole different job, and there's parts from the previous job just sitting on the floor. I think, as we talked about, if this was your home and you were going to cook dinner the next night, don't you think you would have all the stuff from the previous night cleaned up and out of your way? I mean, wouldn't you want to have the press clean and organized and at least all the old stuff out of the way before you started the new stuff? So I mean, we just got to take that second, that extra time to make sure it's clean before we start the next job, okay? Behind press 13 is just a complete mess. Between what the skids are, there's oil on the floor, there's parts, everything. I mean, it's just a complete mess behind that press, okay? So we need to take a look at some of that. Again, just extra boxes all over the place, overproduction out on the floor, okay? And then we have a can area. Now, when we take these cans back, they literally sort through all the garbage before we can leave to get all the garbage out because they don't want the garbage and they don't want to give us credit for the garbage. So we've got a couple ideas. We're going to come up with some solutions, but I think everybody knows that garbage is not supposed to go in the can drawer. Okay, so we're going to come up with some ideas there, all right? And I took this picture because yesterday the maintenance department was kind of dirty. Rich, how long did it take to clean up over there? 2 hours? So it took them about 2 hours, but now look at it. All the stuff that was over there is gone, and it looks organized. Everything's in a row, and it looks clean and organized, okay? So they did a good job of making sure they got that cleaned up yesterday. Okay?
Now maintain.
All right. And there was a suggestion today. We'll work on this, finding a central location to store the tags and the stamps for the tags. I think there's multiple different areas. I know the guys keep some of them in their toolboxes, but then we need to have a central area when you run out that you can go over and all the tags are there and the stamp is there, so you can tag and make new stamps. Okay, so we'll take a look at that. We'll maybe put a team together to come up with a good idea on that. Okay.
Just to give you an idea about that today, it came down to they're asking, hey, do you know where the U-line stand? Well, you know where they are? And I have no idea. Right. You have in a cabinet over there, right? But not everyone knew that because they used to be on top of there. Then we walk over here, there's stamps and there's tags up here. So nothing's labeled, nothing tells us where to go. I go, Julie, how much is a stamp? $15 for one of those stamps? So I don't know why we don't have one in every toolbox. You know, if you're going to grab the cards and keep the cards, why don't you just have the stamp in your toolbox? Why do we walk all the way over and stamp them all and then go all the way back? Okay, so if it makes it easier, instead of walking around, we do it that way. We do need to have a central location for overstock so we know when to order, but we need to, have an area in our toolboxes for it too. All right. Issues we have problems with the Bill 38 with Flash and the 502-457. So when you get a chance, take a look at that. Also, when we're going into Gaylords, we need to put one extra label inside the Gaylord. Okay? Make sure we have that extra label so when they pull the bag out and put it in a tote, we can put that label on the tote. Okay? So we have to make sure we have that extra label. We didn't have any traceability for that because we didn't have a label on the tote. They said it wouldn't come off the Gaylord. Okay? And we're also looking at the piggyback labels so they can peel off and put back on. So we're looking into that. Today at 1:30, don't forget Poly 1 and Bear are going to be here, so it's critical we're clean and organized. And then the Kaizen events, we're moving along in the material mezzanine. We'll put a new date up there once I get the rest of the supplies. The cart was moving along. I've got to wait for the rest of the supplies, and we'll change that one. And then Tom's working on the flow of the architect of the storage of the heat path and inspection, report the quality documents. So he's working on that one, so we're moving along. And there's some more up there we need to sign up for.
Yeah, there's one up there for the tool room, okay? We've got several events to do in the tool room, but we're going to do them one at a time and so that we don't get overwhelmed, okay? So there is one up there for the tool room right now, so we need to get some, it's not just for the tool room, so we need other people's input as well, okay? So you want to sign up for those.
All right, also, up in the wire room, I went up there to see what she's done lately, Maria's done lately. I think she's at school right now. If you look at the wires where the wire room rack was, the wire rack was going horizontal. So we lay all the wires and they start falling through. So then you get stuck when you go to pull them up. So she's now putting a piece of plastic down in the center. So she made an improvement so it doesn't look as bad. We get more organized and then all those racks will have it that way. And then also, I didn't take a picture. I'm going to talk about Paul and Tom have been cleaning up. Does anyone notice this sample area outside of QA, or the metrology lab? I think Laura now can store some chipboard up there because we don't have 20 skids of sample parts. So Tom and Paul have been doing a good job of getting through that. So I appreciate that. So good job. Good job, man. Good job. All right. Also, and I noticed, I asked Robert, how are we supposed to hang the buckets? Does everyone know how to hang the bucket heads, the shop mats? Because I noticed everyone's hanging them on the black hook on the bucket head. So when you hang it on the black hook and it gets pressure, it drops down and falls apart. Okay, and then there's dust all over the floor, then we take the bucket head off and we clean it up. The bottom ledge of the bucket hooks on the metal clip. So can you make sure for training new people and understanding that how the bucket heads go back onto the stands, okay? They don't hook on the black hook of the head, they hook on the bottom of the bucket, the last part of the ledge. We'll put a picture up here tomorrow.
We'll take a picture of that, and then we did get an answer to why the red tape was off the one bucket. He said that the hose had plugged up, and the only way for him to get it unplugged was to take it off. So that's okay. I mean, that's a good reason why. So now what we'll do is we'll come up with a plan so that you can at least take it off. We'll just put red tape on both so you know where it goes back on, and that's not the one that you need to take off. So next time you won't have to cut the tape to get it off, okay?
All right. All right, so we finished up that last chapter, and now Paul's starting to talk about moving on to chapter 10, which is let's do it in the bathroom, okay? At FastCap, we had a lot of fun. One of the funniest things we do happens during the morning tours we give up for visitors. After they've had a chance to see our company in action, during the morning meeting and improvement walk, people always ask, how do you get started? It seems so overwhelming. That's when I say, oh, it's really quite simple. And then I lead them to one of our 5 bathrooms. I open the door and say, walk in here and I will show you how you begin to build a culture of continuous improvement. They look at me like I'm crazy and respond with, are you serious? Really? You want me to learn how to do this by walking in your bathroom? I say proudly, we have the cleanest bathrooms in the world. All of our bathrooms are identical because our bathroom is the standard for what we think lean should look like in the rest of our facility. We created a standard that was easy for everyone to understand. After all, the bathroom is one experience that unites all of us, and most of us will see it at least 3 or 4 times a day during our working hours. when we say that everything should look like the bathroom, people know exactly what we are talking about. Now let me tell you what our bathroom looks like. This book is full of pictures as a way of giving proof to our extreme lean ways. We'll see some here in a second. You can see in the pictures that each bathroom has a stainless steel rack in it with all the supplies necessary. Toilet plunger, toilet bowl scrubber, toilet paper towels, Windex wipes, mop, aspirin, saline rinse. Basically everything we use on a daily basis to maintain our bathrooms and keep them clean. Alright, I'm going to stop there. So just keep an idea. So what he's saying is what's the one place all of us use is the bathroom when we're at work. Okay, what's the one place that obviously has to be cleaned up the most is the bathroom, okay? We want to keep it cleanliness, and obviously how we clean it should be standardized. So you'll see it in the video a little bit here.